Good evening,
Good evening,
sir.
Prof.
Hello, good evening, Prof.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Okay, thank you. So we can start. Yesterday we started this course. This course is on research methodology. It's a course that you're going to use what you have been, the competencies learned to carry out your research project. Yesterday we said, of course, that the research project is a 6-unit course. So if you do very well in the research project, it will significantly improve the grade of your degree. And and apart from that, now this course is also a course of its own, And as yesterday we said that we are going to spread the teaching of this course across over several months, because we want to just teach you very close to when you use that competence. And for this for this year, we are concentrating on on teaching you how to select a very good research project topic, and then we also talked about teach you how to carry out your proposal presentation. Yesterday we started with how to choose your project, and we talked about the various steps involved. That one of which is that for you to carry out the project, you must have the right mental disposition. Must have the right mental disposition. Yes, must have the right mental disposition. Being ready to question everything, not what you have been told by experts or men of God. You are expected to question everything. Okay, and then we also gave you tips on how to go about choosing your research topic. And we said that the first thing is that your research topic must be relevant to your course of study. Your research topic must be relevant to your course of study. And then we talked about, of course, that those of you in MPH, you have a large latitude, because MPH has to do with the whole of public health, and public health is broad. Public health is everything that is done to ensure the health of the public. So all the subspecialties of public health, you can get your topic. You can choose your topic from any of the subspecialties of public health. And then we said those of us in occupational health, we have to note that occupational health is both academic and professional. And then, which means that you can choose topics that are related not just on the principles of occupational health, but also on the practice aspect. When it comes to the principle, you know that the main objective of occupational health is to adapt work to man and man to work. Okay, and it has a lot to do with the hazards, the workplace hazards, and their controls, especially using what the so-called hierarchy of control. And when it comes to the practice, you have to talk about the various ways, the various practices, including the regular periodic medical examinations and the rest of all. And one aspect we are beginning to be interested, especially in occupational health, is the visibility of occupational health, providing occupational health services to all, especially those in the informal sector. In the formal sector is well established, but in the informal sector, one can even decide to carry out research on how to provide occupational health services to those in the informal sector. Okay, so remember, considering the fact that occupational health is supposed to be for all, occupational health is supposed to be for all. If we remember what was said during the primary health care, definition of primary health care, that primary health care is supposed to bring health services to as close as possible to where people work. Okay, so we have a lot of topics to choose from. Okay, and then the other one we said that you have to leverage on your background. You have to leverage on your background, especially those of us in public in MPH. And we have been admitted using different. We are of different backgrounds. Some of us are in the health sciences. Some of us are in basic science. Some of us are even in arts and humanities. But we have said that everything, whatever you do, whatever your background, you can still apply it to public health. They are still relevant to public health. They are still relevant to public health. So we want you to leverage on that, leverage on that in carrying out in choosing your topic. Remember, we said that even in pharmacists, those of us that are, if you are a pharmacist, you can just look at, think towards drugs, especially essential medicines or rational drug use, especially the rational use of antibiotics and so forth, Okay, so we have, and of course, the unregulated use of drugs, including antibiotics by even patent medicine dealers. We can look at various topics. Then those in even microbiology can do swabs, can do environmental monitoring, and so forth. Okay, so we said that it is better you leverage on your background, but that doesn't mean that you cannot decide to do other things. Do other things. Seek other areas or other areas that have tickled their interest. But you know that if you are going outside their first degree, the area of competence, you have to read. And we have said that it is easier now to read because we have a lot of good materials in the internet, even in videos. So you can get all those things. You can get necessary information. Okay. And then the other thing that we have to consider is actually the resources to do the study. And we said time is at a premium, especially when it comes to this master's degree. We don't have a lot of time. Master's degree, we don't have a lot of time. And that's why we encourage students to do short gestation studies, especially cross-sectional studies. And then if you can use secondary data, you can harvest secondary data and then analyze them. So those are the kind of studies we will recommend because they take less time to be carried out. And then we said apart from the time, there are other aspects. Money is very, very important because it costs money. You may not in developed countries. It is easier to find research grants. But right now, in Nigeria and other developing countries, it is much difficult. It's much difficult. So, which means that you are likely to fund your projects. You are likely to fund your research project. So, you know your pocket. You know how much you can afford. You know how much you can afford, so you are advised. You know how much you can afford, so you are advised to choose a topic that you can easily afford. Then apart from that, you need other resources. You need logistics. Logistics, being able to assess, being able to get to the study population, being able to get to the study population in the community. You have to be able to that to be able to get safely. You know,
Can't hear anything again, no.
security conscious. You have to be security conscious. We have to be security conscious, and then we have to be security conscious. So when getting into the community, so so you have to be very, very careful in the choice of your study community to ensure that the community to ensure that you can safely get into the community and carry out the study. And then we talked about that even if it is in the hospital-based, health facility-based studies, that you have to still get the permission of the management of the hospitals to before you can assess their patients. And we said that in recent times, a lot of the hospitals are insisting that you pass through the ethics committee, ethical review committees of their hospitals, and some will even ask you to pay some money. So, and we advise that you should change. You should change your study area, study population at the earliest sign of problem. Because you really don't have a lot of time to waste. Then we talked about assessment tools. There are certain studies that will require that there are certain studies that you require that requires that you do some testing, especially studies in occupational health. You will be expected to measure. If you are studying noise, you are expected to measure the noise, probably using a noise level meter. If your study is air quality, you are expected to measure the air quality using air quality meter. If you are doing water analysis, water quality studies, it is expected that you even you take the water sample and analyze them. Okay, so all those things require. You may not need to buy the equipment, but you can hire the equipment and then also pay for the person that will do that will use the equipment on your behalf. So all those things also require money. And then we also talked about even the statistical analysis. You are going to carry out statistical analysis for your study. So you have to, this is very, very, very important because we'll expect you to carry out at least cross tabulations by variance analysis. So which means that it's either you get a data analyst or you learn how to analyze the data. And we said, if you don't have money, you can learn. And because if you learn, you can, it is a skill that can pay, that can pay. So it is also, so you can actually use this opportunity to learn how to use the common statistical packages. Okay, so so that is that. Then we talked about how do you choose your topic? How do you choose your topic? We gave you examples, okay, that you can choose your topics from an old research. You can do it in another population. You can use another methodology. You can use it. You can do it. You can do it if it has if the methodology has also changed. So you have 4 ways. You can choose your topics. Anyway, let me also say that you can choose a completely fresh topic, a topic that has not been done before, and not been done before. Okay, at least probably in Nigeria, in Nigeria, or yes, you are part of Nigeria, but not in your hometown, though. Not not it is not justifiable to say that the study has not been done in your hometown before, and therefore it is justified. No, because your hometown is probably a rural community or an urban community, which is which 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 other studies would have been done. Okay, so that is it. And then the other one, we are talking about methodology. We gave the example of the prevalence of hypertension. That when Akinkugbe and co did their studies on national prevalence studies on hypertension, they used a cutoff point of 160, 90. But right now, the cutoff point has changed to 140, 90, which means that which has opened opportunity for new other studies to be carried out. And then we also talked about using a different study design, If the study was done using cross-sectional study, you can decide to do an interventional study. And we also talked about study population, that if you can decide to do the study in another study population. And we gave an example of hypertension, and even those non-communicable diseases like diabetes, they are increasing in Nigeria. They're increasing in Nigeria, but they are not increasing at different, but they are increasing at different rates. So the prevalence rate in occupational groups, for example, or even ethnic groups, the prevalence rates are different. And I said yesterday that I've also done a couple of studies on hypertension, and we have recorded different prevalence rates. And we have also this different population. I can also say that because of that, more than one student can actually do the study, can actually do the same study, the same study, but they must be in different study population. So some of us in the north can do a study in the north, same maternal mortality, or even use of contraceptives in the north. It shouldn't prevent somebody in the south from doing it. It doesn't prevent somebody in oil producing communities in the country to also do similar studies. Okay, so you can do the same. The research studies can be the same. The topic can be the same, but they should be done in different study populations. Okay, so we have given you an idea, and yesterday we were talking of a Google form, which within this weekend we are going to get across for you to fill in your research topics. And we are begging that you should be able to fill it in within the next 1 week, maximum 10 days, because we want to move forward. We want to conclude the process. We want to make sure that the research topics are approved before the end of the year, so that you can have your supervisors assigned to you. So that by the last week of January, first week of February, you will be expected to present your proposal. Okay, so that's the recap of yesterday's lecture. have I confused anybody, or do I need to add? Is there any question or any comment on that, on what we did yesterday, before we go into this other one, the lecture for today, which is assigned supervision? Do we have any comments, any question on that? Okay, Philip. Hello, Philip.
Rob, good evening, sir. Thank you very much for your lectures.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. You said we can carry out a research on a topic that has never been done before. I am just wondering, for literature review, what are you going to write in your literature review? Because normally you review literature that have been done on a topic that's related to what you are doing. What if it's a fresh topic? How will we go about the literature review?
No. Because literature review has actually 3 components. It has the theoretical. Whatever you do, a lot of the things we do can be based on theory. There are some theoretical, for example, what we call the CAP study. CAP study is knowledge, attitude, and practice. They used to say that, I think we did that course on behavioral change. That behavior, before you practice something, you will know about something, or you know about that thing, and that knowledge comes with the attitude will now change before the practice. So that's theory. That is the theoretical review. You can, yes, and that theoretical review in the health sciences is what they call the pathophysiology, how something came about, how something came about. So that is that. So whatever you study, you can always have something to say on that theoretical review. And then the conceptual review has to do with almost like, let me say, almost like the lecture note on that aspect. So if you are doing something on contraception, it means that you can write about the different contraceptive methods, the traditional, the modern, the hormone, and all the barrier, and all those ones. So you can always find something to write under the conceptual. Then the empirical review has to do with reviewing literature based on your specific objectives. And your specific objectives, if you have a specific objective, you must have something to write. If I said that has never been done, anyway, perhaps it's an exaggeration. It's an exaggeration, but what can I think? What? Even yesterday, we told you that there are some unknown unknowns. You cannot measure, you cannot study what you cannot measure. If you cannot, so for example, you don't know angels, so you cannot do any study about angels because you cannot take their anthropometric measurements. Okay, so I hope I have explained that. Yeah. Okay, Philip. I hope I got that. I hope I got the name. Hello, Pamela.
Hello.
Yes.
Please, I want to find out something. Will immunization data quality things be acceptable for the research topic?
Data, immunization what?
Data, and then diving into the quality issues.
Yeah.
Will it be acceptable?
Yes, it's acceptable provided you have something to measure.
Yes, I just want to go into that, the country data, and then interview few people in relation of the quality.
Yeah, okay. The quality. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we can go to today's lecture. Actually, is going to be okay. Edwina. Hello, Edwina. Madam.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
Sir, good evening. I wanted to find out something. I got curious. Yes.
Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yes, can you repeat? Yes, go on. Hello?
About the backgrounds, the different backgrounds, we should leverage on our backgrounds.
Yes.
Yesterday, you said even those who are in the humanities and the arts who happen to have gotten the MPH admission can leverage on their backgrounds. I became worried. Supervisors and external examiners are going to be people who are all MPH consultants and others who are in the sciences. How will this set of people be assessed?
The thing there is that whatever you do, you have to adapt it to public health. I'll give an instance. I got an entomologist to co-supervise a student. And when we are talking about mosquito activity, we have our own way. That's why, anyway, we are coming to assign supervision. We have our own way of assessing it. It has to do with harm. It has to do with mosquito bites. How people feel about mosquito bites. But the entomologist started setting traps and catching mosquitoes and counting those mosquitoes, characterizing them. Okay, so that's why we will always have somebody with a public health background to be there so that you will not stray too far outside the public health. Yes.
Sir, secondly, I wanted to also know the duration of our research work, since we are going to be carrying out different studies, different kinds of study designs, and our population that we'll be studying on, we are studying various populations. So the duration of the study, is it going to be baseline across board for everyone?
No, it's should I say that is a heavily race? Is what when you are through, if anytime you are through, we'll start the process of your final defense.
All right, sir.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, sir.
So thank you very much. So I can go now to this assigned supervision. It's going to be a brief one because you have so many. We have a lot of students, and we have to look for innovative ways of supervising your project. Last year, what we did was we encouraged students to go and look for supervisors. And I must tell you that the result of that experiment, the result wasn't pleasant because the quality of supervision or the quality of work has actually gone down because people went and chose their friends or chose people that are without the competence. People without the necessary competence, people in other areas without the necessary competence. So to prevent that, what we have decided is that we are going to share the class into post the class, post people into research groups, research teams we have formed. We have actually formed research supervision teams made up of several persons, but there is actually a team lead. That team lead is most likely a professor who will be working with other persons, and then students will be posted to them, and they will be responsible for the supervision of the students. Everything that has to do with the project work will be handled by that supervision team. And that supervision team has different members. It has it has a team lead, it has other lecturers, and up to an admin assistant. And that admin assistant is paid by us. And the admin assistant is expected to have constant communication with students and help the students with a lot of the other things that are involved, like application for ethical clearance, shadowing for the extra lectures that the research team is likely to organize, and so forth. Okay, so that is what we are going to do. And then, but we have not completely jettisoned that old method. For example, all our foreign students will require a supervisor. We need a supervisor in their country. That is the rule. That is the rule. They will need a supervisor in their country, and that supervisor in their country will also not only supervise them, but will also help in the ethical approval, because they are also expected to get ethical approval before they are able to carry out the study in their countries. Okay, so, and we are also, although it will be handled by the supervision team that the student has been posted, each student may be expected to get a supervisor close to his place of study area. And that supervisor has one or two responsibilities, and one of which is to help with the logistics of getting into the logistics of assessing the study area, is the logistics of getting access to the study area. Okay. So okay. So for this, how the supervision is going to take place is that of course the whole process will start with you are choosing a topic. Once you choose a topic, we'll approve the topic, and then from the research topic, we'll be able to assign you to the research supervision team. Each research supervision team has its own area of competence. Each research supervision team has its own area of competence. So if you choose the team you'll be assigned to will be influenced by your research topic. Will be influenced by your research topic. So if you choose a topic that's related to child health, you are likely to be posted to a team that's made up of probably public health, a professor of public health, but also those in pediatrics. If you choose a topic that is related to maternal health, you will have a team that will also include those in obstetricians and gynecologists. If you choose a topic that is related to mental health, you'll be posted to a team that will also include mental health practitioners, and then and so forth. public health nutrition, and of course, in those of you in occupational medicine, we are also trying to. You also have a team that is made up of all the other specialists. In fact, we are also working. We'll also be collaborating with our colleagues, our engineering colleagues in the Center for Occupational Health and Safety. They will also be there. They will also be there to help in the supervision. So the supervision will not just be entirely by people in occupational doctors and those in occupational health, but we're also going to extend to those other persons in our institute, our Center for Occupational Health and Safety, in our Institute of Petroleum Studies. Okay, so that is that. So when you are posted with that posting, you'll be expected to this research methodology course is expected to give you the competence to do the things. So, for example, now the next after the whole thing, after this, you'll be expected to write a research proposal. You will be the one to initiate it. You will be the one to initiate it. You will do the writing, at least the initial drafts, using the template we provide that you'll be provided with. And then after writing it, you will not upload it onto our research, the SPH, the School of Public Health Research Supervision Platform. We have a platform. We have a platform. So when we have finished assigning you to a supervisor, we will now officially register you on that platform. So the communication between the student and the supervision team will be through that supervision platform. So when you finish, when you do a draft, you are expected to upload it on that platform, onto that platform. And once you upload on the platform, that platform has a capacity to send SMS and WhatsApp message and email to notify the team leader, the supervision team lead, that a student has uploaded something for their attention. Okay, so what the team lead will be to look at what the student has done and then assign it to a member of the research team, of the supervision team, who will now work on it and then work on it. Usually, comments will be made, additions will be made, but those comments will be what they call the in-text comments. So if you have a Word document, you will be expected to send a Word document. And in that Word document, in-text comments are made. And in those in-text comments will tell you what to do and corrections to be made. Okay? Yes. And at the end, when they are through, they will now upload it on that supervision platform. When they upload it on that supervision platform, that platform will automatically send to you SMS and WhatsApp message and email informing you that you have they have responded to your work. Okay, they have responded to your work. Then you are expected not to view the document with your phone, because you're not going to see those comments. You will be expected to open that document with a laptop or a computer, because it is only when you use a Microsoft software that you will be able to see that comment. You look at that comment, make the necessary corrections, and then re-upload it on that platform. Okay, on that platform. So that is how it's going to be. We want as much as possible to reduce printing. You will not be expected to print a lot. Most of the communication will be electronic, so that you will save paper, so that you will save paper. Okay, you will save paper. Okay, and please let me also say that this supervision platform is the webmaster is not Daniel. It's not Daniel, so don't begin to disturb Daniel if you have any issue on it. The webmaster is Chima. It's Chima Woke. The webmaster is Chima Woke. I have given you. You have his phone number. You have his email address. So in case you have any problem with that, yes, but not immediate, because you have not been ready. You have not been registered on the platform. So but you only be registered when your research topic has been approved and supervisors give it to you. Okay. Okay, we have. Let me also. Sorry, Gift. You will. Okay, so we're also saying that as much as possible, we encourage these comments to be made. Although we wrote 1 week here, but 2 weeks here, but the maximum is 2 weeks. But we expect the responses to be within 1 week. To be within 1 week. So whatever you upload on that platform, you should be able to get the comments, the response of the supervision team within 1 week. Let me say that the supervision team is not set up to write your dissertation for you. They are not set up to write the dissertation for you. They are rather set up to provide guidance. They provide guidance. They are not to write. They are not to write for you. I know that a lot of students actually don't do their project. They instead contract the project out. Okay, that you can do. What the people we have called service providers. You can engage them, and if you engage them, perhaps it will reduce the burden on the supervisors, on the supervision team. But you know that if you are going to engage them, you know that you have to pay them. You have to pay them. If you don't pay them well, they are going to produce rubbish. They are going to produce rubbish, and if possible, copy a dissertation, and that will put you into trouble. That will put you into trouble. So you have to note that supervision team, they are not constituted to help you write your project. Okay, but they are expected to help improve your knowledge of research. They are however expected to help you improve your research ability, which means that they are even likely to organize lectures. They are likely to organize lectures to augment. These lectures we are giving is just to set you on your way. When you have been assigned to this supervision team, it becomes their responsibility to train you, to attend to your every need. It becomes their responsibility to attend to their every need. Remember, we said that the processes involved in this research project. First of all, you choose a topic. The next one, you start to write a proposal, and the supervision team will help you in writing your proposal. Of course, perfecting your proposal. You do the writing, but they'll help you to perfect it. And then they will be there when you when you present your proposal. They will be there to when you present your proposal. And after presenting your proposal, they will be there to help you and design your study tool, and apply for ethical approval. In fact, the desk officer of the supervision team is the one saddled with the responsibility of helping you process the ethical application form of that will give you the ethical approval to carry out your study. And another thing now, we are introducing an additional one, which is the presentation of your literature review. With presentation of their literature review, they are expected to help you, to teach you how to search literature and write it up. Because we have added this presentation of literature review, because once you do a project, a research project on a topic, you are expected to be an expert in that area. You are expected to be an expert in that area. So that's why we want you to do a presentation. I think it is a better way of teaching you than giving you lectures, because most times you don't even listen. So the best thing is to get you to do the thing, and while we'll correct and then assess you. Okay, so the research team will help you do that. Then after that, the data collection, they will help you. The research team will help you. If you're having problems with getting ethical approval or getting access to the communities or even hiring equipment, they will be there to help you. They'll be there to help you because they have the contacts. They have the contacts that will be beneficial to you. They'll help you in the analysis, not getting involved, but perhaps pointing out, connecting you with somebody, the data analyst that will be able to analyze their data according to the specific objectives. And then, of course, the processes of writing up the dissertation, ensuring that you pass the plagiarism tests, ensuring that you pass the plagiarism tests, and after that, of course, they also be involved in the final defense. So, which means that you are going to work closely with your supervision team. Not only the team lead of the supervision team, but all the others, especially the admin officer of the supervision team. Okay. The supervision team is also expected to, if there are safety issues, for example, if you are doing the study in the community, the supervision team should be able to guide you on how to negotiate it. Logistics like data collection, where to carry out the analysis. If you have collected a sample, they will be there to help you get a place where you can analyze your data and so forth. Okay, we have talked about this MS Word software that you have to have it. You have to have it so that you'll be able to assess, look at it. You'll be able to see the comments, the comments. Okay. The supervision team, you are also likely, although we have talked about the SPH research supervision platform. The supervision team, they are also expected to call. They can call you if that is necessary. They can send you emails, and they can run a one-on-one research clinic. So if those of you that are around, if you can come to Port Harcourt, you can see them one-on-one. But if you can't, then they are expected to use other methods like Zoom, Google Meet, and other meeting platforms to interact with you and guide you in the process of carrying out your study. So it's not just the supervision platform, but through phone calls, through meetings, online meetings, both online and in person. For those that will be supervised by a library, I know that in Bosaf, you know, a library preferred on site. So if he's involved in your supervision, he likes it on site. Probably with some parts of the work printed out. Okay, so I think I've gone through a lot of the supervision. So I don't know if questions and comments. I know that Gift's hand has been up for some time now. Hello, Gift.
Good evening, Prof.
Good evening.
Okay, sir. I have two questions. One is I want to know, when are we going to have our school email address? Then, secondly, this research team, when it comes to designing of your data collection tools and all that, is it going to be for free? Because to me, to the best of my knowledge, most of our lecturers, they don't have that patience and they don't really have that time to come and start putting you through doing this and doing all that. So all these things you just mentioned, are they going to take us all this for free?
Yeah. Okay, let's start with the emails. With the emails we can get, in fact, we don't want, we have the capacity of giving everyone school emails. But we will want those that need it to indicate. Perhaps we'll also send across Google form for people to indicate interest on having the school email. So usually they will create it and put a password. The first time you log in, they will expect you to change the password. But we can easily do that. So because of the number, we don't want the thing to be wasted. So only those, if you need it, you will have to indicate interest, and perhaps we have to also we will create a Google form that those who are interested can indicate. Okay. So the other thing that I have to say, okay, you are talking about the money. We are paying them. We are paying them. And as much as possible, we don't want money to, you are not expected to pay them. The school will pay them. In fact, we pay them every month. We pay each of the supervision team every month, and with extra for the admin staff. And then at the end of the day, upon the successful completion of your project, we're also going to pay.
Boss.
Hello? At the end of the day, at the end of the supervision, we'll also pay them for the supervision. So they are well remunerated. And as much as possible, our supervisors are also seriously vetted. Those that are interested in imparting knowledge are recruited, are appointed. not those that, in fact, we have had calls to suspend or to remove some supervisors who were found to be soliciting extra payment from students. But I must also tell you, I had mentioned this thing of about this thing about what I will call service providers. No, they are not supervisors, but students actually pay them money to help them run their project, to let them write their project. Let me put it that way. That is a private arrangement. In fact, it can be illegal. But my own approach to it is that I see no evil, I hear no evil, and I say no evil. So I feign ignorance of the whole thing. But I know that they are paid. Okay. Do we have any other question, any comments? Any other question, comments? Okay. If there is none, the other thing I have to, if there is none, let me just reiterate that within this weekend, we are going to have a Google form sent out for you to write your research topic. 3 of them, you send 3 of them, and then we are going to choose one. And then after that, we will now use the approved topic to find a to assign you to a supervision team. And that supervision team, you are going to work closely with them from the beginning to the end. From the beginning to the end, they will work with you. And then that supervision team, if they feel you require assistance, especially in close to where you reside or where you are carrying out the study, they'll work out that arrangement for you to get what we can call the second supervisor. Okay, but we are not saying that you should go ahead and get. Please, you wait. It will be the decision of your supervision team to take. It will be their responsibility to take that decision. Okay, so Abdurifo, I hope I got that too. Madam, hello?
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, ma.
So I wanted to ask, is it possible for us to submit same topic we worked on for those of us that did PGD? Can we submit the same topic we did for our seminar so that we'll expatiate more on it?
Yes, but for a research, you have to collect data. You are using data. Okay, but it can be similar. Yes. Hello, Nancy. Hello, Nancy.
Thank you, Prof. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes. Okay. So, from the few last statements you made about if one is being supervised by Prof. Alabara, it has to be on site. That got me a bit worried. Is there any? Some people are all not close to Port Harcourt and all of that. We're very far. So if one is supervised by him, does that mean we have to come to the school once or twice according to how he deems fit? Is that what you mean?
Anyway, he prefers it, although he tells me that he's changing. But that's what he prefers. And we are also mindful of that. So which means that those that we are going to assign to him will be those that are very close to Port Harcourt. And if there is anybody that will want to specifically choose him, then they can. But he can adapt.
Okay, that's got me a bit worried. Thank you, sir, for the clarification.
Yes. Hello, Mary. Hello, Mary.
Okay. Good evening, Prof.
Good evening.
Sir, I wanted to find out if is there a library or a pool where we can have research topics that have been presented before, or other areas that have been researched on, so that we can have access and be able to look at them and be able to find out areas where we can do further research or something like that. I would really like to have access
Okay,
to other areas of research so that we will have a broad knowledge on things that we may likely want to research on.
okay. I will get in touch with the person in charge of our e-library, and then I will get him to give further information on how you can access that.
Okay, sir. Thank you, Prof.
Yes. Okay. Loretta.
Good evening, sir. Thank you very much for the lecture, sir.
Yeah.
Just, sir, I just want to ask, if one wants Dr. Alabere to supervise us, how do we go about it?
Okay, if you want him.
Yes, sir.
No, if you can indicate, yeah. I must say that yes, like I'm sure that Loretta knows something about Alabere.
I want Dr. Alabere.
He is usually a very he can be a very good assistant. So, yes, for students like some like him, but yes, if you draw close to him, you will really enjoy him. Okay. Thank you. Okay. The other thing, next week we'll talk about the research proposal. We'll talk about research proposal next week, and that is what we will expect you to at the end of. That is what we'll expect you, once you have your research topic approved, you will start writing your research proposal. You start writing your research proposal. Although this, I think probably since I can probably use the next 30 minutes to just just briefly say it. Although the next time, I think on Thursday, we'll have that research, the main lecture on research proposal. So this one is not this research proposal is not part of what you are expected to learn this week. This week is about this choosing a topic and getting assigned your supervisors. And yesterday I was talking about writing, answering about 10-20 questions, and around 6 p.m. Although I have to work out the logistics with the IT people. We want a situation where at the end of every week of lectures, of studies for this course, you just write and just take a test. Or should we call it a quiz? Should we call it a quiz? 10-20 questions. Okay. Just to make sure that you are serious with it. The most important thing with this course is not to score high, but also more importantly, but to know how to gain the competence to write here to do your project. Okay. So the next thing is this research proposal, which will come after you have your project, the topic approved. After you have the topic approved, you'll be expected to send in to write a proposal. This proposal, you will probably write up as a Word document, what you are going to share with your supervision team. But and the supervision team will now make corrections, make their input, and get it ready. Get it ready for you to present during the proposal presentation. And the proposal presentation is oral. It's an oral presentation. You will be the one to share your slide and talk and present their proposal and then you'll be presenting to a panel. You'll be presenting to a panel, and that panel, the panel is made up of members that are not necessarily part of your supervision team. So they are going to make their own input, make their own corrections, to make the work better. Because if you get the proposal wrong, then the whole thing is wrong. The whole thing is wrong. In fact, perhaps we should have you submit your proposal, corrected proposal, so that when you are making your presentation, when you are making your final defense, we should be able to compare your proposal and what you're presenting, especially your aim and study objectives, because some people have gone anyway, are coming back with a very bad proposal, and with a very bad bad objectives, which, if you have a bad objective, it means that the data you collect will not be too good. And if your data is not too good, it means that your whole study is almost like a rubbish. So back to, as I said, I'm just introducing this proposal because I think we have some time to spare, so I'm using it to introduce this research proposal. Hello, Emerald. Hello, madam.
Good evening, Prof.
Good evening.
Hello. Good evening, Prof. Okay, Prof, I have a question, please. The proposal we are going to submit after the approval. Is it for the master dissertation or seminar, research seminar?
No. You don't. No, it's a master's. Master is the first step of the master's research. Is the first step. Yes. Yeah. Hello. Coffee. Coffee.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, my question is around the school's AI policy. You know, with the wave and the global move where AI is used to do everything. So it is certain that definitely we are going to use AI to do some of these things. So that brings me to the question: does the school have their AI policy so that we know where we are going wrong and where we are not going wrong?
Yeah, you will at the end of the work, at the end of your dissertation, before you be allowed to have your final defense, you'll be expected to have pass the plagiarism test. And part of the plagiarism test is the test for AI assistance. AI assistance. But I must tell you that it is difficult to write anything without AI.
Yeah.
It is very difficult.
Okay.
But when the AI can give you an idea, and but you have to paraphrase it and of course put it in a context. For example, if you are writing your dissertation with AI, they are going to the dissertation will be written using the template of the template it has been programmed with. But
yes,
the University of Port Harcourt, for example, has a protocol, has an approved format for writing dissertations. In fact, they are very, very strict. They want you to, for example, they want you to call it aim and not general objective. In fact, some people at times they even say you shouldn't even call it specific objective, but you can call it study objective. They want you to call it certain names. Study area. They don't want you to call it area of the study, and so forth. So you have to, even if you use AI, you must rewrite it using the format, of the school. Sorry, yes, of the school.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And anyway, let me just give you an example. You know, if you were at the lecture I gave on infertility, that was most of what I presented was actually AI, but of course the examples I had to do it in such a way that local contexts will have to come in. Local contexts will have to come in. Okay, so the research proposal is different from a concept note. You know, concept note is smaller, but research proposal is more elaborate. But it should be a small document. It should be a small document. And it should be a small document of not more than, I think it shouldn't be more than 30, 40 pages. Everything. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. But it should be made up of, it has different subsections. It has different subsections, which you should be able to. In fact, at the end, we are going to give you a checklist of what to have in each of the subsections and subsections of the proposal. Okay? It is not an elaborate document. It shouldn't be. It should be small, not more than 40 pages. Not more than 40 pages. And should include an introduction, a brief literature review, methodology, timelines for the study, and the cost of carrying out the study. So these are the 5 things that are needed. 5 things that are needed. And as I said, it shouldn't be more than that. It shouldn't be more than 40 pages. It shouldn't be more than 40 pages. Okay? Shouldn't be more than 40 pages. And we have also said that once you have your topic approved, you should write the proposal. Make the first draft of the proposal, and then upload it on the platform for your supervision team to review and get back to you. Okay. So the first, yes, Samson. Hello, Samson.
Hello, Prof.
Yes.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to get a clarification. I saw somewhere on your slide you said research proposal should be around 2,500 words to 4,000, and I'm also hearing should not be more than 30 or 40 pages, which is close to 18,000 words, if not 20,000 words.
Oh, that is that 40 pages up to that.
Yes, sir. With the line spacing, a page takes less than 600 words.
Anyway, I think the bottom line, is that it should be a concise document. Should be a concise document, and if possible, we are even saying that we should even produce a checklist so that the most important aspects are included, and nothing more. Samson, I didn't know that you are you an accountant? This one, that's you. Okay.
Prof, no, sir, I have a mathematics background.
Yes, I suspected so. Okay, so the first is the introduction. I think I'll just stop. I don't want to go into the aim and study objectives, but that is the cocoa. So the introduction has different subsections. It has the background. It has the statement of the research problem. It has the justification stroke significance of the study. It has the aim and study objectives, research questions and hypotheses, study limitations and delimitation. I think, I don't know, I shouldn't even go further. I shouldn't go further. But just be aware that the next time we'll be having our lectures, that will be on Thursday next week. We'll be discussing a research proposal. And perhaps use that one day to trash out research proposal. It's a small document, and in that small document, you are expected to state what almost like the protocol of the study you want to carry out. The protocol of the study you want to carry out. It shouldn't be too much. Shouldn't be too much, because when you present, even when you present it to the supervisors, and you will not be given too much time. In fact, you'll be given less than probably about a month to do that, to write it up. About a month to write it up. So it shouldn't be very elaborate. Very elaborate. It shouldn't be very elaborate. Okay. Should be very elaborate. Okay, so I think I have to stop here before. Yes, I have to stop here today.
Excuse me, sir, please. I want to ask question, Prof.
Yes.
Please, sorry for disturbing. Please, at this point, you're almost going. I noticed in this listed page. Themes for this background for introduction, I saw limitation of the study in this chapter 1. I don't really know, because I know that limitation is supposed to be at the last from all that I've done so far. And I don't know how we know the limitation to a study that we have not carried out. I don't really know.
Okay, Linda. Unfortunately, we have been given this template by our graduate school. But this limitation can actually also be at the end. Probably when you are discussing the study, when you are discussing your result. But this limitation is inherent in the type of study. For example, if you are asked to, if you are carrying out a study amongst pregnant women, for logistic reasons, you cannot probably go and do it in the community, because it will take a lot of effort to get up to the sample size. So the usual thing is to go to the health facility to carry out the study. But health facilities, as we said yesterday, they suffer from what they call the iceberg effect. So that is the limitation of that study. The limitation of that study is that.
But it's better experienced than theoretically written before.
No, madam. No, what I'm saying now, at this stage, anyway, just as I said, that this is where it is. It has been placed in our graduate school format. Graduate school format. And another thing I have to also tell you, please, is that when in this proposal, you are trying to package a study. When you notice a limitation, something that can affect the validity of your results, it is at this point that you try to do something to reduce that defect. So it is also very good to start at the beginning to talk about the limitation of the study. For example, now, anyway, you talk like somebody that's more experienced. That's what they call triangulation. I don't know if you have heard of triangulation.
Yes, Prof.
Okay, so you know why, you know the reason why they use triangulation. Hello, Linda. Hello? Hello, Linda. Hello? Is it that I have lost my, yeah.
Network, sir. Network.
Okay. Thank you. So anyway, so as much as possible, we have listed them as our graduate school wants them. But I also, just as Linda also rightly pointed out, at times too, in fact, at this proposal level is good this way at chapter 1. But when you are at the end of the program, at the end of the project, if you are writing it up, in your dissertation, it can rightly be sent to chapter 4. It can be sent to chapter 4. But at the level, at this level of proposal stage, where you are designing the study, it will be nice for you to just identify it early and then try to do something about it. I think next time we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that study just limitation and how to go about that. Hello, Joseph.
Yeah, good evening, Prof. Thank you very much for the lectures. I just want to ask if it's allowed for us to just do a quantitative study or a qualitative study, or must it be a mixed study for this dissertation, sir? Thank you, sir.
No, most of you will do a quantitative. Most of you will do quantitative. Very, very few will do only qualitative. In fact, we don't completely qualitative studies, because a lot of times we want data, we want figures, we want figures. So that is the thing. So a lot of us will do quantitative, especially when we are using secondary data. Okay.
Prof, thank you. Although I didn't get the conclusion.
Sorry?
Linda? Are we allowed to do a mixed study?
I say thank you, sir.
Yeah,
I didn't get the conclusion because I was logged out.
Okay, yeah. I was just saying, I was just saying that you rightly noted, during this proposal stage, when we are trying to package this thing, it is good, you can put it under introduction, just as our graduate school wanted. But
all right, sir. So
after you have finished, when you are writing your dissertation, you can now put it at the end.
All right, sir.
Yes, you can now put it at the end, because even when you are discussing your findings, you are expected to even bring out some of those limitations to explain some of your findings. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Like if you are doing a study on malaria, you are using hospital data. A lot of the malaria cases in Nigeria were diagnosed using clinical diagnosis. They are not often backed up with laboratories. So you can, if you are using hospital data, you have to note that as a likely limitation. Okay, so Linda, well done. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Hello, Grace. Yeah.
Hello, Prof. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Thank you. So my question is similar to what the last person asked, but I wanted to confirm, in a case where you're doing a mixed method research, right? For the quantitative data, is it allowed to use a secondary data, but then your qualitative, you are getting it like afresh, like a primary research?
Yeah. You can. Especially if you are interviewing the keeper of the custodian of the data to add more context, to provide context.
Okay.
Yes. And then the other one, the qualitative, the one they call sequential and concurrent. Yes. Sequential is you first of all do the quantitative, and then the qualitative will be based on some of the issues that were raised during from the quantitative to provide more in-depth understanding of the whole thing. In fact, this method will be very good when you are dealing with probably a lot of reproductive health things. You need more in-depth, more depth to some of these data. Okay. Hello, Madam Emerald. Is it an old hand or a new one?
New one, sir.
Okay.
Please, I want to appeal if we'll be given the standard format for writing the project properly.
Yeah. We will give you, but you know that that is several months ahead. But we are going to give you, even when we are. Yes, we are going to give you. We are going to give you. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. I think we are going to stop here today. Next week we will do the proposal presentation, and then possibly we'll be able to work it out almost like a checklist, so that for each of the section and the subsections, you should be able to know what to write. In fact, that is the most important thing. What to write. Each of the sections has what is expected of it. What is expected of it. And we're going to do a checklist, give you a checklist that will enable you to do that. Thank you very much. I think we have to end for this week and to reconvene next week. The thing is, most of the hard work, we are through. We are through with most of the hard work. I haven't finished the specialist courses. So you notice that we are now beginning to take it easy. We are now beginning to take it easy. Okay. Thank you very much, and have the best of the rest of the.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Prof. How can we get the slide?
Yeah, we will get this. I will send it over the weekend. I didn't send it ahead because the supervision has changed, so I have not reflected it on the slide.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, sir. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Prof. Have a blessed weekend. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.